Brainstorm session 153. So what you need to do is it's very simple. I told you about the scarlet yarmulke for enough of us. That's peace. But for some of these fucking psychos and these moms who want to, with the Colvins and the girls, and you're going to try to make them crazy, and that's just mass murder, and like the romance Susie people and the crowds or whatever. Like, what you got to do is you give them 2, maybe 3 options. You got 3. Well, but it's 2. One's death. You want bullet or rope. Period. You don't like that, you go to prison camp. It's death sentence camp. No, you want to die, you go here. Don't worry, it's very peaceful. Oh no, it's more like a town. You'll never get out. No one can come visit until they're over the age of 18. Till then, maybe there's screens. No, it's going to be shitty for a little while, but trust me, it'll be big and it will be all right. You will definitely have peace because here, we already know you're crazy. And if you step out of line, cross certain things, oh no, we just shoot them dead. If you do that, you're dead in here. And now that guy has justice because it's death sentence camp anyway. No matter what, you'll never get out. It's a life sentence, period. For just enough of you. Treason's the least of it. Yes, even people under duress did that. That's not it. But you people are psychos, and you need an off-ramp. This is a peaceful off-ramp. If you don't like it, you can die. Similar with the person here not legally. You've got 2 options as well. Do you want to die like these citizens who are gonna? Oh, well, in that case, you got a loophole. You're not citizens. You agree we're going to deport you, and you sign and understand that you will be shot on sight dead should you ever come back again. Period. We hope they shoot you wherever we fly you, but that's up to them. We don't care. You want to sign this, you understand this, and you get deported? Period. Or you want to die like our citizens, like they're going to die, some of them, you see? Because justice, and that's just disgusting. And on top of it, they picked that. They don't want to go to camp. We gave them the option. You are not going to camp. You're going to die, you're going to be deported, and we hope they shoot you. You'll be shot on sight if you step back in any American soil ever again. You are not welcome. Other people not here legally are more than welcome to stay and quite heroic. But you are not, and you're not once publican. And who is Tim Pasquin, precious is? We never heard of them. We're swearing good and we don't know the cow stuff. No, the Canaanite cows do. Anyway, no, it's Nazi people. Because they're literally like, wait a minute, this is treason is the least of it. We got to get to the bottom of it in public. That's a peaceful solution. That's lawful. And are you kidding me? Hey, riddle me this. I know I'm tripping. No, I'm tripping, but I guess it was approvable. You could check it, and it was like a thing on Twitter for a second at least. Let alone, no, I saw it on the news. We caught it on the news, and then someone else even, they caught it too. Riddle me this. Am I lying or not? It could be gaslighting, straight up misinformation. You know how I'm the one concerned with that, right? But I'm stipulating it may or may not be true, but you could check when Katie Hutchell was sworn in because Cuomo was so bad. Cuomo was so bad. Just Cuomo. He's a girl toucher. Well, then she rushed to the rescue, this Hutchell. And listen, she's doing all right to her credit, but like, but am I lying? Am I lying? Let's just play a game. Am I lying? Because it may or may not be true. But a journalist could figure it out. When she was sworn in on TV and everything, she was in Albany because that's where you get sworn in. Because it's New York State and she's taking over the governorship. So presumably there. But, she confirmed she there. Well, here we are in Albany. I love being sworn in Albany. I hate Cuomo because he's bad and I love the truth. But he touched the girls, I think. Well, the girls claim he hugged her wrong or something. We don't know about Game of Thrones stuff. Sneaks. Or whatever I could mean by that. Right? I mean, brutal or whatever. But, riddle me this. Am I lying? Well, she's claiming she's in Albany. There's clearly sign says Albany right in the front. It's the New York State seal, in fact. But there's not one, but 2, but 3 signs in the back, but not too far back, that all say Toronto. This sign says Toronto, and that sign says Toronto. And then there's like even a guy on like the internet that's like, look at this backdrop. Say it says Albany, but look, this photo is taken without this stuff, and it's in Toronto. And these signs say Toronto, they're still here. But here's Hutchell being sworn in Albany. Golly, I love Albany. Now, am I lying? That may or may not be true, but you could definitely check it. Yeah, I mean, either way, you could check it, at least in the past. There was people who definitely, I believe, noticed that, besides me, even pointing it out, because I caught it, but then like, what? But then they were like, what? But that was during like COVID, yo. I'm pretty sure I'm not lying and I speak true, but I mean, you could check it. I think it was like a thing for 2 seconds. But just 2 seconds, I'm like, oh, don't worry about it. Hey, you trust, you trust us, bro. Timmy took lemons, Brady. He's a psycho clown killer. Me, you can trust me, yo. Keep your trap shut, right? What could I mean? But, well, right, I'm the crazy one, right? I mean, I just seem to, I even, like, play that up. But then you say, look, it's crazy. We like misinformation banned. Get Stelzer from the worse than Hitler, Stalin, and Mao combined thing. Well, let me tell you something. The guy saying that's way more crazy than Stelzer. He clearly says later, I didn't hear him. I swear I just didn't push back because that. Not because I don't want him to kill my family later if I push back. But if I had heard him, I would have told him that's fucking crazy. And not once. That's beyond false moral equivalency. And I roundly reject it. But I apologize because the earpiece went out. I mean, I was going to push back, but the earpiece just went before and after was working, but I just didn't hear him. But had I heard him, that's like crazy talk, and I would have skewered him. But for some reason, I didn't hear him on the TV. But I swear I'm not under duress. Oh, here I am, the WEF. I'm the bastion of, this guy. He hates misinformation. But we know the Nina Jankowicz thing. He's just being a double agent there. I don't think he actually likes you. Klaus and his think the transgender come from nowhere, but we do. We pay the teachers union here lady to explain. And they'll explain it. And they put it on X. I even watched it. Oh yeah, we bribe them and then they let's try and turn them into cake. It's good for changing their brains, yes. Make more compliant, says Klaus. Like literally they say this shit in public, dude. But no one noticed that. I guarantee you can prove that. That's not, am I lying? Anywho, isn't that weird with Albany? I guarantee you I believe I remember that correctly. But you could find out if it was even a thing. Look, it's Albany. No, it's Toronto. Why is she in Toronto? She's claiming it's Albany. What's the emergency that, COVID's so bad that we can't even really be in Albany? Well, that's for you to find out if I'm definitely not lying, but I mean, if they've erased that completely by now, pal. No, I'm pretty sure I speak true on that, but you could look into it at least, right? Before you call me, oh, he's lying. Don't check that because he's lying. That's what I mean. There's clearly the Sands involved, but who's Tim Pasquin? Oh, we don't say him on the news. We don't like him. He's usurper. Yeah, I'm just trying to get one candy conversation from a human ever again because I'm on the Truman Show thing in the dark web, right? Just for one guy, right? But you say, oh no, Ray Pasquin, we never heard him either. No, definitely not him, yo. Yeah, how about that? At any rate, hey, I'm glad I love the Constitution, especially the free speech part. Now, I know, John Kerry, I think we need a czar army and get rid of free speech, First Amendment ban, real quick, we got to get rid of it. Hillary thinks, not that stupid, but she'll say the same, but better. Oh, no, we want control, we welcome we don't control. But I think, she's trying to tank that. Strictly speaking, I think Carrie is serious, but Hillary, she's a snake. She would never mess up like that. I know. People well, what's Gungan? We hate the other side, yes. Let me tell you something. No, we don't. Because it's super sexy, sweetie. Oh, ain't it sweetie? Susie, sexy, sweetie. Oh, I'll clobber him, get that cash and kill. And now I'm stopping on the wearing. I just drank too much blood, yes. I have to go. Only know it's Susie when she's feeling low. Then she dunks the blood down and go, out she come. Oh no, you just gotta run. Are you tied up? Susie wants so sweeties. Susie wants them, yeah, yes. Susie wants them sweeties. Susie kills the girls with a knife. Are you a treasonous? Here's a little leftover from called Rudolph's suggestion box for the Coda part of Coda MIGHTILY. What do you think, Mr. Musk? Boy, they can't crack windows in space. How you gonna do it? Yeah, they never noticed they're big in like a moon base or whatever, like a little outpost. Well, they can do this, but I mean, sir, like, shouldn't they be focused on like what matters most? Well, I mean, especially if they're gonna like do hotels in space eventually, whatever the hell they say, or even for like, I don't know, like even if you're gonna travel in a spaceship to Mars, it's probably pretty boring or whatever, right? Good mental health and all that, right? But what does that have to do with any of this? Okay, windows in space. Well, how would you do it? Well, they know from the International Space Station, like, you can have one crappy little analog window. Sort of like, how you say, like, I don't know, like a plane or whatever. But you got to be careful. And then even then, like, shouldn't it have, like, some kind of shields you can pull down? I mean, there's radiation, there's all kinds of crap. So, how do you do it? Well, it's real easy, Sherlocks. I mean, you could even experiment real quick with, like, wall technology. Well, you see how even on your smartphone, like, you got these little things called cameras, right? Cameras. Even in 4K, like, even little ones. Let alone, like, slightly nicer ones or something. And then you could have what's called, like, closed-circuit TV feed. Just real simple, like, right? And then, boom, it projects it in real time onto, like, this side of the wall. Sure, you got all kinds of stuff, like, in between panels or whatever with stuff. I'm not trying to, like... But, I mean, like, that way, you think about it, you could have as many windows as you want. And, yeah, you could just have them. And, boom, you can even, like, switch that way. It's not actually a window per se. It's, how do you say, like, LCD screen or something? But it's a real-time feed, and you can just, boom, you can even put little, like, I don't know, blinds or curtains or something so that it feels, like, homely and, like, the, like, residential part of, like, I don't know, you get what I'm saying, though, right? I mean, you can have windows all over, right? I mean, they say you can't, but then really, I think, like, no, you probably definitely could and should. Not only that, you could even, like, well, that way you could even, like, switch. So that way, should you miss home and you don't feel like looking at the moon or, like, over there and there's the earth over there, which is nice enough. You can switch and boom, now you're in, like, the rainforest or, hey, you're at the beach or whatever. I mean, these people are so, like, whatever. I mean, yeah, you could even, like, watch movies that way or whatever, as long as you, like, how do you say, have hard copy on hard disk, because the internet's not going to get you too far if you traveled much past the moon, right? But even for moon, I mean, just, these people, even like gravity, you could do the spinning thing to generate gravity or whatever, but you could even try like the ghetto version where, like, you lay down some metal and then put like the wooden, like, floorboards or whatever, and then you have some boots with like magnets that and then clunk, I mean, hey, gravity enough, and then you take them off and then you float or whatever. I'm just saying, even ice cream in space. You ever seen those crappy ice cream, like, dots or whatever the fuck the ice cream space crap is? How could you get ice cream into space? But, like, how could you have actual ice cream in space? Well, two ways. I mean, you could even, like, put an ice cream maker on the little, like, residential kitchen part of, like, your thing and, like, whip it up yourself. But Or you could just, I don't know, like bring a cooler with like dry ice or something. And yeah, you got Ben and Jerry's or Haagen-Dazs or whatever. Look, ice cream in space. I mean, the ideas go on and on, but certainly that's how you want to do windows. You can even have like windshield wiper, that like just a little like cloth thing that goes droop, and now it's like super clean windows because it's just a little camera that's protected by a bubble or whatever. That way you can have lead shields or whatever the hell like they would need, but you can still have lots of windows. Then don't get me started on, yes, you would have like a solar array for like backup purposes, but you could even, if they can do it on a nuclear sub, right? I mean, in the short term, at least until they crack this like quantum like engines and stuff, you could just put like a safe enough like nuclear like thing, like, somewhere, that powers it or whatever. Something goes awry, you can just jettison it. But I'm just saying, like, these people, really, they don't. Why would they care about comfort? Or why would they care about aesthetic once? Let alone windows? You're going to want windows in space, especially on the moon base. What do you think, Mr. Musk? I don't know, but really, I mean, like, I bet that probably makes more sense than whatever the hell they try. Like, why would they care about comfort once? Oh, no, you needed to look like the International Space Station in, like, the 1970s. If you value, like, trying with progress or whatever, I mean, like, wouldn't you at least want windows? Yeah, what are midichlorians? I heard that Yoda talking about, what are they? Oh, yes, midichlorians are how good you can keep your trap shut about the tracers. And all you want to do is you can't notice that with nuts, with the bossy Canaanite crap. I mean, why can't somebody just go in and get these people to cease and desist to go to reform school? I mean, how hard can it be? Hey, who's this, really, who's part of the Borg here? What are you Borg? Who's Borg here? Well, what's this Hydra? Who's Hydra? I mean, you just go in and you make it, you make it make sense. I mean, we don't thump, we don't do that. And then they go to reform school, and then they understand, we got to make America a constitutional republic, like, again. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, no matter who says what, no matter what the big shot, you just say, excuse me, do you happen to be the United States Constitution verbatim? Oh, all right, well then shut the fuck up, you fucking do. Of course we can print that, we can say that, and you're just a damn treasonist that wants to go around teaching that midichlorians means keep your tramp shut. And okay. Wow, who's Borg here? Are you with the Borg? I mean, seriously, how hard can it be to shake down these people who are literally, like, retarded? What would you call it? I mean, they're infirmed, like, join the Third Reich. Anyway, that's just my opinion, but I'm certain, like, I'm allowed to print that about it. Even though I'm right, that's the problem here. Silas, the psychologist. He's my friend, but a total Sith. Oh, yes, tell Rick he's the only one. Tell Rick there's no other one. Jesus was an only son for Rick. These people are all fucking nuts, and I'm very sorry about it. I really am. You can just look at it. They will assure you, oh no, it's the Mongols like Timmy and John Jordan who take the lembas bread, yes, but no, look. You see, consider the Me Too movement of 2017. Look how much they seem to care. Look, all the ways they cared, right? They get certain people cancer, they really care, you have a right to believe, yada, yada, yada. But they don't notice the Diddy crap. No, they don't notice Diddy crap until like this summer or whatever. Hi. How have you cared about the Me Too movement or people being abused or anything of the sort? And boy, Hollywood and entertainment made a huge spectacle of look how much they care. But you see how much they care. Not in the slightest. Not even a little. Not even close. Then there's these anti-fascists, right? I hate fascism, but that's why, you're going to need a social credit score and a vax status card and all this shit, even if you want to just go out and get food or whatever. So, you think about it. I don't know. I know. This is ridiculous. They don't want to report stuff. They don't want to report, they misplaced over 300,000 children. You know how they cared so much about the immigrant or whatever and their plight, but not once. I know. Maybe certain ones that agree to keep the trap shut and maybe they could be a cop one day or whatever. But not those children. They don't give a damn about those children. They don't report it. They don't want to know nothing. That's just like, occasionally I'll even try and give them credit where credit is due. One of the networks will just interview a person who will say, look, oh yeah, I can go right on this Hydra 2.0 site and within fucking 10 minutes I can customize an age and what type of human trafficked sex slave I want. And then within 10 minutes, like a pizza, they deliver it and do. At least they did do a segment about that, but in a generic sort of, they never get to the bottom of what's this website. Why would they even do a report like that and not, push the issue? Well, we're going to follow up with what website did you use? Why doesn't the goddamn government know about this website if you do? When of course they know about it. What's this Hydra or whatever? Well, there was a dark website named Hydra for a long time. Yeah, they'll change corporation names or even dark website names. So it persists. That particular article came out like 3 months ago, not even. It was like on a TV report. They even showed the guy was good enough to say, look, if I wanted, I could do. They don't notice they're all mobsters and in with the cartels and the cool people and what's this about? Then no one knows about Satanism, Canaanite crap or whatever. Of course not. Bossy things. What's this boss? Are you boss? Are you a slave to the dark? Hey, who's this Borg? Get over here. So the point remains. Oh no, they're literally lying through their teeth. They have to go back to, we can report that, and should you tell us we can't, we'll report that about you, son. And you can just go to camp if you're smart. Because at this point, it's not about the past. It's about the present. And who's like, what do we want? Our God-given constitutional rights as American citizens. When do we want them? Last year or whatever? So, again, I got a little bit of hope maybe for like they needed elections or something. Oh no, it's not anyone who suggests it was up to an election or a vote or a consensus. Oh no, you're lying through your teeth. Cease and desist with you swear we're the gods and that's why we can do this to you. Crap. Because I assure you, yes, that'd be the Nazi line, but just like all Nazis, there's something you hide that's evil. And then at one point, despite your best efforts, well, right. So it's the ideology that needs to be sunk here. But they're literally teaching children they got to make people miserable so that they can be happy about the fact that they made them miserable. And they want to wear a mask. You want to do the play mask things or whatever. I don't think you want to do any of that. And again, you see how sincere these people must have been. I mean, Smollett seems sincere. Even the Me Too movement people, look how sincere. Yeah, I did say, one or two of them seem like they actually care here. But the rest of them are in on the joke. This is ridiculous. Okay? And fuck me if I say something you don't want to hear. Can't you just say everybody's nice and we're all going to go to heaven? No, that would be a lie. That would be your prophet people do that. I'm an American citizen. I don't care about none of that. You're down by law. You're hiding evil in the dark. You're bricks in the wall, the lot of you. Grow up and just say that about society so you can have legacies intact. Because what you're trying to do is like 1,000-year thing. You know what I mean? Yes, good with the dragnet and yeah, you'll make a dragnet of nice list people to authors, but see, that's stupid. In so doing, you also create a list of you people. And you're down by law, sir or madam. Cease and desist and help. We need your help. But if you don't want to help, you might not even make camp. How should I say? Wow, it says my pleasure. My pleasure. It's perfect. We're perfect. My pleasure. Perfect. Oh, it's perfect, all right. You're perfectly guilty. You're perfectly liable. You're perfectly good for trampling, and that's it. You stupid, psycho, evil, cruel, how evil and petty and just perfectly guilty you are. Now, you know what you really want to do is you want to use the one weapon of choice, the only weapon for Father God, the weapon of Yah himself, the spirit of truth. How should I say? You need to actually live in the truth, the good, the bad, and the ugly. You want to be, how should I say, clear or whatever, or like transparent about it. You know what I mean? Like, see, the problem with Doge or whatever is you're never going to get nowhere unless you fully understand that what you're doing at present time is neither transparent or clear, right? And so, like Doge, like you're never gonna get nowhere with the public scrutiny of this or that if you're not transparent. But they say you can't be transparent. You're not being transparent about what's going on with people's rights of speech at present time in this country. That's a fact. You excommunicate people. You don't name names. You'll hijack their point of view maybe for the greater good, but then you're not gonna notice how like certain people are just shunned and not even subhuman to you, just literal trash panda stuff. And just to give them an excuse that they'll keep doing that because it's an ingredient in some fucking evil ideology Kool-Aid and MTV Cool at the same time or something. Just shush, keep your trap. You know, it's good for the shush club. But wait a minute. So that's not transparent. That's not clear. You want to be clear. You want to be transparent. So if you're transparent first, then you will succeed. Because we'll already have in public transparency, public free speech, the right to fucking think or say whatever the fuck you want, even if on TV or your own little piece of the internet, but people can see it. And you can't censor that just because someone used a keyword or a name you dislike because you're committing treason against them. And just want to pretend, no, we would never. That's despicable. Who would ever do that? Yeah. They solemnly swear. Of course they're lying. Of course they're being evil. Of course they need to point that out first, publicly. No one can say you don't have a right to do. And then from there, you'll use transparency. It'll make sense. You have to make it make sense with the weapon of choice. You can't kill that with a gun, cut off head, to go back with the Hydra, yeah? But you can kill that with the truth. You can kill it with a pen. You can kill it with a typewriter. You can kill it with a keyboard. You can kill it with the spirit of truth. You actually just tell the truth. Not any of this, well, you just want to be cooler than, I think I want more of your mind to persuade you. Thoughts and prayers don't matter, but we just want to control all of your thoughts here. Just all your thoughts. Are fine and approve you to think things. That's not America. This is treason. I say it for a long time with the communication thing and invasion, and it's one with end. But, well, right, it's domestic, but then, just pitchfork the pitchfork community who, taught you that or whatever. There's no better place to be than where, if you've already infiltrated. Use the truth. We all look terrible here. It's the children I'm worried about, not like us, but especially not like you. How should I say? I can't be any, clearer about it. You want to be transparent. You want to use God's weapon, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you, God. Because if you don't, you just none do, and you never know when you're going to go. But when you do, the only thing you see, it's going to be The one God, right? The monotheist God. Not like Hitler. I know you love Hitler and On the Wings of Hitler, but really, I would not do that. It's not worth it, Goebbels. All right. You cannot push buttons with the internet so that we don't care, we don't like that, we want to be in charge. We're an honest legion. Oh, yeah, Gung. You're a retarded Gungan. How should I say? You should really, only public scrutiny can fix whatever has infected enough of, like, you people's minds. And I'm sorry, I'm not sorry for pointing that out. You bash us like we're brainwashed. But you should really reverse your own brainwashing and deprogram yourselves by using the truth in public. It's required by law, and anything less is literally aiding and abetting at this point, including lying by omission at all times to be breaking the law. Oh yeah, it's cool. Yeah, yeah. That's like midichlorian's a thing. It's not. That's just why bother. Are you? Who's the Lycan here? You a Lycan? Get over here. Where's these vampires? What's the Lycan? When are you with the Borg? How hard can this be when they're literally that, like, fucking stupid? No, I think we should, like, laugh it off. Let's laugh it off. If that one don't like it, they can go to camp. You know what I mean? We both need a hug here, Reek. We both, with the Eureka crap, and then let's let the Almighty win with the truth here. Whatever people been sneaking about it with the, I don't know, like family on family, like how, like, cruel stuff and all the, like, little ideology of pettiness. Anyway, I think we should laugh it off, mistakes were made on both sides, or whatever you would say to, like, one another out there, but I don't know, you can't say we can't report that, or, like, do documentaries, or, like, be, like, sincere to one another and hug it out. Whatever we done in the past, hey, if it's in the past, like, worst case, maybe you, 5 minutes of, like, wearing something scarlet, like, a month, it seems like more than fair. Right? Mr. Wick or whatever, you know what I mean? But if you don't like that, I mean, if they don't like it, they can go to camp. We got rights and free speech here. Yeah, yeah. Timmy's a faggot and I'm cool. Yeah, Timmy's a faggot and I'm cool. Yeah, yeah. I swear I'm not in the Timmy's a faggot and I'm cool cult club. Why bother to explain it, Rick? But that's not fair. We want to cheat. Yes, Rick, we know that, you effing stragged. Here's a little Rudolph suggestion box for you, Mr. Musk. I believe you were missing an opportunity to have, like, on your pull down, you know how you used to have, like, news, and then you pull it down, there's a bunch of list of, like, crap. Why don't you have a visual interface, like a map, or a little, like, world, like an X, like, world, or a Twitterville, or whatever it is. And, so when you click the news, it takes you to, like, a little page that's a fun little map. And, you got sports with a little, like, like a little road, and there's the sports, and there's, like, current events, and there's, like, this and that, et cetera, science, blah, 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 right? But, like, break it down in a simple visual interface, so it's like, yeah, you can have the main thread, but then also if you just want the, it takes you to, like, a thread of just, it does the same, but, like, no one ever spells out, they're real good at code, but they're not so good at the thinking or whatever. So I floated a rumor or two. Who was a preview best in Rico the guy or whatever. He didn't appreciate it and all attack the shadow band. And we were being conned, it's true. So I floated a rumor or two. Oh, it was the Edelman guy, or is it that one? All right, I'm not sure if I'm going to post this one or not, but here's another Rudolph suggestion box. How about for, hey, one of the other guys? How about Mr. Bezos? Hey, Mr. Bezos, I know I had mentioned this before, but it seems just very I don't know. It seems very important to me somehow that people, when they purchase something from Amazon Prime or really any of these streaming services, any digital platform, that somehow there's an ability for them to have a hard copy of sorts of what they purchased, whereby no matter what, if they stop subscribing to Amazon Prime or something, if they already paid $25 for a movie that they own, they should still always have access to it, not just through the cloud or when they're connected to the internet. So I suggest two ways to solve that problem. Just suggestion box stuff, but I think that it makes sense. Number one, you could design a product called like a Amazon download stick or something, right? And somehow you can like hook it up. It can connect to the internet. You log into your Amazon Prime account, and then anything you've actually purchased, not rented, but purchased from Amazon Prime at any point in time, you push a button and it will download all that stuff to this download stick. And the only point of the download stick is, okay, now it's up to date. Everything you've ever purchased in your Amazon Prime account, now you have a digital copy on this download stick that is it always works. It works offline. You don't have to be connected to the internet in order to play back anything that you own through Amazon. So that seems like one way to at least combat that problem. And then another way could be, and I think it's a cool way to make a little money for Amazon too. Why not? Is anything they've ever purchased, you can offer for $5 ability to burn like a Blu-ray version of the disc and send it to them. So similar to when a lot of times if you buy a Blu-ray for $25 or whatever, they give you a free digital copy. Well, you've purchased a digital copy. So rather than a free analog hard copy on a disc, you can offer for $5. We'll send it to you. Now you have a hard copy. Sure, it's not the original packaging and everything. It's probably the same video TS file or whatever. But for $5, you'll burn it and send it in whatever nice enough case or whatever, and that's that. And then that way, you can offer that. And that seems worth it because people don't seem to realize that when you have everything just stored on a cloud and it's just available digitally, and they even do that with your photos, and it can only be in the cloud, and you can't, there's things that, I don't know, I know everybody's trying a little bit and things are up in the air and changing, but it just seems prudent to be mindful that, sometimes having analog stuff or even digital stuff in an analog doesn't have to be connected to the internet whatsoever form is kind of better for certain things. Just my opinion. Also, I know I mentioned Laserdisc 2.0. You think about it, how much real estate you've got on one laser. Hey, just saying. Anyway, have a very nice day, and wishing everyone a nice enough day. All right? All right. Watch out for the con artists, though. All right, Snarky. Christmas morning is every day for all I care, 'cause I found God, yeah, ranking. Something tells me Bob's in for something bad, and tells me Bob, provoke the highway, and then do the ranking. Something tells me Bob's in for something. Hampton tells me Al's in for something bad. Ranking, provoke Yahweh. And remember, don't get it twisted and don't switch. Don't do it, Reek. Don't get it twisted. You see, the secret is us mere humans, or actually us mere earthlings, savvy. The best we can do, Reek, the best we can do is hope to one day sneer mightily. You savvy? You see, we can't actually sneer mightily when alive on Earth. You savvy? You get it? You get the joke? Who? Is it? Is it? Does it? Hey, man, I'm just telling you, you have provoked Yahweh to anger, all right? That's always true on earth. There's just enough of us doing that. And anyway, I bet I know a few who have provoked Yahweh to anger. Period.